Do you ever feel like your day is just one big obstacle course? You can't find your phone, your keys are missing, and let's not even talk about that pile of laundry. Well, stick around because today I'm going to talk about how to eliminate those daily frictions that are stealing your peace and productivity. By the end of this video, you'll have a game plan to make your life run smoother than ever. I'm Nick, and here on my channel I explore strategies to help us live a more productive and fulfilled life. Now, our lives are filled with friction, but what do I mean by this? Well, friction are those tiny annoying obstacles that pop up throughout your day and just make everything more complicated. When we've got a lot of daily friction, it's kind of like living in a world where you're just constantly tripping over your shoelaces. If we want to truly live our lives productively, then we'll need to find ways to reduce or completely eliminate daily friction. So here's my own tips that I use to keep my life flowing on track. And if you do want to keep hearing more tips like this, don't forget to hit subscribe. Do you always lose things? Do you spend seconds or minutes almost every day looking at where you just put your phone, or where are your keys, or where's your name badge for work? It's easily done and there's an easy fix instead of going through the same frustration every time you lose one thing. Now, this one does require a little bit of discipline so that you can form a habit. Think about the thing that you always misplace, your keys for example. When you arrive home, think about what you do with them. Designate a particular place where your keys always live and put them there as soon as you get in. Do this consistently every time you put them down, always put them in the same place. And once you build this habit, you'll learn then that you always know exactly where they're going to be, saving you endless minutes every day trying to remember where you put them. Now, you can apply this to almost everything that you might misplace, so give it a go and it's one less frustration in your daily life. Now next, how often do you need to hunt for your phone charger? Perhaps you always take it with you just in case you need it. But this means you only need to hunt and find out where it is every time you need to charge your phone up. So what I've done is make sure that I have multiple chargers, and for ease, where possible, wireless chargers too. I have a wireless charger in my car, for example. I have one beside my bed, in my rucksack for when I'm out and about, and even one in the living room and one in the kitchen. That way, no matter where I am, I've got easy access to power. No cables to get tangled and easy to quickly drop the phone on to charge. I've even bought myself a wireless power bank, which I then also keep in my rucksack. That way, if I'm out and about and at any time, I can just give my phone a quick top up dead easily. There's a few chargers and power banks I've used, and I'll link these in the descriptions below for you. There's plenty available, so find one that suits you. I used to feel like I used to spend hours each week ironing. In the previous full-time management role that I used to do, I wore a shirt and a tie, so every day I had to iron a new shirt. It was a thankless task I always put off to the last minute. Then one day, I stopped wearing shirts and instead started dressing down more casually, opting for t-shirts instead. I'd still make sure I looked presentable and smart, of course, but overall I felt much more comfortable. Then one day I watched a video actually right here on YouTube, and it was about productivity, and it asked the question, why do we bother ironing things? And it kind of made me stop and think, well, why? Literally that day I stopped bothering to iron. I simply made sure my clothes were properly hung up to dry. So for the most part they didn't get any creases anyway, and to this day, unless I'm say at a wedding or something like that, I don't bother to iron anything. I just make sure that all my t-shirts and jumpers and shirts are hung up on hangers rather than folded away in drawers. This makes it just easier to simply grab and go when I'm getting ready. No need to spend ages sifting through for something suitable to wear. So that's 3 things so far that you could easily apply right now to your daily lives. We've got 2 more to go, so give this video a like if you found these tips useful so far, and let's get on to the next tips. Now, I'm a firm believer that you should declutter and try to live in a kind of organised space, and this includes your home, your bedroom, your work desk and your car. Any place you live or work or spend a lot of time. By keeping things organised, we reduce the chance that we're going to keep losing things, or the time spent trying to sift through items looking for a particular thing. It also gives our minds a much calmer environment, knowing that everything is where it should be, and we can become less distracted and focus on what really matters for the task that we're trying to do. Try to build an organised mindset, practice this every day, and I guarantee you will feel much better for it. Now, before I go to bed, I try to plan what I'm doing the next morning. This starts with knowing loosely what I'm going to wear, what I might need for the day to pack into my rucksack, and having a time plan from when I wake up. By giving little thought to the day ahead, you can remove any time-wasting decision making, avoid procrastination, and get more done. Simple. So that's my 5 tips to help us reduce our daily friction. But what other things hinder your own life that you could change? I think every day there are so many things we could do, often just tiny changes to our routines that can really reduce friction and make our lives that little bit easier. So for more productivity and lifestyle tips, you might like to check out my next video, and I'll see you very soon.